Well, you guys, as you continue to watch the newly released videos that was obtained through a FOIA from Gypsy Rose Blanchard's case, videos that she recorded of herself sent to her then boyfriend Nicholas Godejohn. As you continue watching through them, there's no denying, you can no longer deny that she is dangerous, that she is a psychopath. This is my personal opinion. Now, I've kept up with the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case for a while now. I mean, when she got out of prison, it was all the hype. She started a TikTok page and everybody was following her, and everybody felt so sorry for her because all of these movies were made about her and these documentaries were made about her. The Act and Mommy Dead and Dearest and all of these films and documentaries to paint her as a victim, as someone who was forced to sit in a wheelchair, unable to even get up at her house, forced to undergo 30 plus surgeries, forced to take treatment that she did not need that ruined her teeth, then leading to them removing her teeth. I felt bad for her. All these videos, all these documentaries, all these movies painted a narrative of Gypsy Rose Blanchard that I feel like a lot of people fell for, me included. When Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from prison, I probably hit the follow button, I'm sure. As a matter of fact, I know I did. I was keeping up with her journey. She was married to Ryan Anderson. They were filming, a reality TV show, Life After Lockup, right? She said she's been under anesthesia over 100 times. Here we are. Oh my goodness. She was released December 8th, 2023. It's almost 2 years to the day of her release when she was, everybody was feeling pity for her. She gets out of prison December 8th, 2023. The whole world feels pity for Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She is mega famous. She is the child victim that everybody just feels so bad for. Here we are 2 years later, almost to the day, and the truth is no longer, like, you cannot deny it anymore. You cannot deny who the mastermind behind Dee Dee Blanchard's murder was. You cannot deny that she is evil, or at least she was. And I guess one could question if she's changed. That's possible. Almost 2 years to the day, Into the Weeds, which is a YouTube channel podcast, they send in a FOIA. They get the FOIA, all the information back pertaining to Gypsy Rose Blanchard's case, right? I'm going to share you guys the podcast really quickly because I think they only cover Gypsy. I could be wrong. But if you do want to keep up with Gypsy, Into the Weeds podcast, as well as Becca Scoops, are two channels you are going to want to keep up with. So this channel right here, Into the Weeds podcast, they sent in a FOIA and they received a treasure trove of videos of Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself putting the camera up, filming herself. We already watched the video if you guys didn't catch my live earlier today, but the video that we watched earlier today was Gypsy sending a anniversary video to Nicholas, talking about what she hoped for their future. And that's where she offered up their future daughter in that video. So if you haven't watched it, go check it out. In this video, Gypsy admits to being evil, saying she could kill people, that she could torture somebody. However, there's two people that she says is off limits in this video, right? So we're going to watch another video. Let me tell you guys, when I did my live earlier, I had not even watched all of Into the Weeds' video. They had a 3-hour live where they watched several videos. I think it was like 5 of Gypsy, and then they listened to jailhouse phone calls from Nicholas Godejohn. I hadn't even finished it. I just saw like a couple of them, and I was like, oh my goodness. The main one was obviously where Gypsy was telling Nicholas, I want us to have kids as soon as possible. I want us to have a boy. We're going to protect our kids. We're going to have to educate our kids. So when they go out in public, they're not going to tell the world that we're vampires or that you're a vampire, because they're not going to be able to tell anybody that. And then when we have a girl, you're going to have to take her virginity. I'm going to have to tell her that. Not when she's 7. Maybe when she reaches the age of 13, I'll let her know that you're going to take her virginity because you are the master of our family. Now, this was something that Gypsy, the only reason I think the public even knew that this was said was because Gypsy put it out publicly, but Gypsy blamed it on Nicholas. Gypsy said that's when she knew Nicholas was crazy. That's when she knew she had to escape Nicholas, because he said that he wanted to take their daughter's virginity. Oh, and mind you, Gypsy and Nicholas planned to name their daughter Aurora. She went on to name her daughter Aurora. Okay, so I had not even finished the video when I did my live earlier. I just can't, I watched a couple of them and I was like, oh my goodness, we got to go live. We got to talk about it. We got to listen to it. After I got off today, I continued watching Into the Weeds podcast, their video. And I watched more videos of Gypsy. And I was like, there's no way you can deny this. Ryan Anderson, watch the videos. Ken Urker, however you say your last name, watch the videos. Rod Blanchard, Christy, everybody, watch the videos. Anyone that believes that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is still the victim in this and not the mastermind behind it, watch the videos. There's no denying it. And honestly, I'm really not shocked as to why she took a 10-year plea deal. Gypsy, if she would have took this to trial, she would have literally gotten a life sentence. I don't know if they have the death penalty in the state that the crime was committed. I don't know if they have the death penalty, but if they would have had the death penalty, she would have gotten it. There is so much evidence against her. She filmed herself saying she could kill people, that she could torture people. This is absolute insanity, okay? So we're going to watch another video that was released by Into the Weeds podcast. So shout out to them. They're the ones that sit in the FOIA, putting in the work, but we're going to watch it really quickly, you guys. This one is 13 minutes long. We're then going to watch where Rod, her dad, went in and spoke to investigators.
Hello, Sir Blackwood. It is Demona.
Okay, so she is in her alter ego, her other personality, Demona, right now. Denona, I don't know. And she's calling Nicholas Sir Black something. I don't know. Let's back this up. Sorry. Okay, let's go.
And I am making you this video upon your command. And I am basically wanting to explain who I am and what I can do and who I can be. Well, as you know, I have the spirit of a dog. My former...
What? The spirit of a dog. The spirit of a dog. She's got the spirit of a dog. An evil dog.
So was a dog, but now I'm inside. I have the spirit of a dog, but I'm in human form because I share a body with Gypsy, who is like a sister to me. So now that you're caught up, okay, where to begin? Well, to pick up where we left off on the topic that we were on, I am a slut, but I do have an evil
and a nut. She literally, she's going to go black. She's going to go dark. She's going to delete all her social medias. I could not imagine. I think she said a dog, right? Did she say she got the spirit of a dog or a doll? Maybe she said a doll. I'm like, a dog? We know she's crazy, but maybe it's the furry stuff. Did she say dog? No, I'm going to go back and see if she said dog. I think she said dog. Can you imagine how embarrassing it is with all of this coming out for her? She just needs to retreat and be gone. Be gone.
Streak. I can torture somebody. I can do anything except a few things, which is I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. Like, I can't physically harm her.
First off, this is why this is important. Some people may hear that and say, oh, she said she can't hurt her mom, so she wouldn't hurt her mom. But the fact that she said she couldn't, and then we know that she ordered Nicholas to do it. However, I do feel like Gypsy, I personally, this is my personal opinion, I feel like Gypsy, the night everything happened, I feel like her mom went to sleep. She stabbed her mom. However, did not tell Nicholas, plan for her to actually be the one to kill her mom. And then she had Nicholas come in and stab Dee Dee. That way, if they got caught, she could pin it on Nicholas. And that's what happened, in my opinion. I think that's how everything played out. Because Nicholas, as soon as I got caught, he said, yes, I killed her. Does she know? Does Gypsy know? Yeah, she told me to. He was very, like, he did not seem to have any issue with telling that he did it. So why does it matter if he stabbed her 4 times versus 17? You're still going to go to jail for murder. You know what I'm saying? So I think as the fact that he's like, yeah, I did it. She knew I did it. She told me to do it. I stabbed her 4 times. And then we went to the bathroom. We had sex. The fact that he like admitted all of this stuff. And we know she was nearly decapitated, right? We know this. I think, yes, her knuckles were bruised. They were. I actually have pictures in my phone for the longest of her knuckles bruised. Why? So I think she stabbed her mom, had Nicholas come in the dark, tell him my mom's asleep, just go in there and stab. He went in there, stab 4 times, walks out. He's thinking he's the one that just killed her, when in reality, she was already dead. That is my opinion. Let's continue. But the fact that in this video, she says, I can't hurt Gypsy's mom, but we know that she either did or she ordered it. If she can't hurt that person and that she did, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe with Gypsy. Her mom was one of the people that was like off limits. Her mom and Nicholas. Those were 2 people that was off limits. What did she do to her mom? Killed her or had her killed. What did she do to Nicholas? Had him put away in prison. If the people that's off limits, if she'll do what she did to them, nobody's safe with Gypsy, my opinion.
And I killed Nick because those 2 people are off limits. I'll take whatever punishment you may give me, but I can't. I just can't. If you want to beat me, beat me. If you want to hurt me, but just don't hurt Nick, don't hurt Gypsy, and I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. But besides those things, I'm limitless of what I can do. I can steal, I can torture, I could kill, just not those people.
She could kill.
I sometimes like to drink, and I really, really, really like being naughty, as far as sexually naughty. That's one of the things that I'm best at. So that's kind of like what I'm wanting to talk to you about, is that I can be really, really, really sexual sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming. I overwhelm Nick. So that is something you might want to know, but I know that you are kind of the same way, so that's a good thing. And I wanted to talk to you about proving myself to you. If I can't prove myself to you that by doing evil, I'll prove to you by doing stuff to Nick. And one of the things that I can do is rape him. And which is basically taking him by force, actually holding him down, and having my way with him. Yes, sometimes, you probably know this yourself, but you don't want any chit chat. You just in there, and you don't want to have any questions asked. So that would be fun for me. It would be fun to kind of be the dominant one because I'm usually always the submissive one. So it would be nice to kind of expand and sort of try my hand out being the dominant one. As far as evil things that I can do, I can also, one of my skills, it's not really evil, it's just bad, is stealing. And that's the thing that I'm best at.
Now, we did watch a little bit of this in my earlier video, but we did not watch all of it. And I felt that it was important to come back on and show the full video. So if you guys were on with me earlier, you're going to be like, wait, we watched this part. We did, but we're going to watch the video in its entirety. She was 22 or like 21, 22 or 23 years old in this video. I think 22.
Along with being seductive. Those two things I'm best at. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Well, do you know what a barcode is? I bet you do. It's on every item at the grocery store or every sold item. It looks like this. Well, take, for example, a store like Walmart. If you're at Walmart, they do have those you walk through. Well, anyway, if you put the barcode this way down, facing towards the floor, and go through the detectors, it won't go off. If it's this way, or this way, it will go off. But if it's facing down, that means the scanners won't detect it. That's just one tip. But a lot of these things that are for stealing requires a two-person job. And so take, for example, at Sam's Club. They have these huge buggies. So say if I was to get inside the buggy and you push the buggy and just make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever, and you just put me in the buggy because I'm small for my age. So I can easily look 12 or 13 to make it easier. And so here we are going down the aisles, and I always like to have something put on top of me, something big like a pillow or something so the camera won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on. And I just take like movies, DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress. And we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item to say we bought something, and then we just and there we go, got a bunch of DVDs. Let's see what else. I also promised you, I made a deal with you that I would get you money, and I will stay true to that deal. There are plenty of ways to make money.
Girl, you're going to need them ways right now because you're about to have to shut all your social medias off. You've lost your job on your reality television show. Surely nobody's going to touch you with a 10-foot pole after these videos are coming out. She already lost the show, but if there was ever any chance of the show coming back, surely this is like, oh, never mind. She's going to have to, there's no way she can continue putting out content with all of this coming to light. Now, but there's so many ways to make money. All right. Let's listen to her ways to make money like it's so easy.
I could go as far as even to go to a bar and
in your wheelchair? What you gonna do? Roll up on a wheelie to impress somebody? You ain't, how old did she think she was in this video? She was gonna go to a bar. Well, I guess this was like after they got together, maybe. Like maybe after, they on a live ditty and they moved in together. Like maybe that's what she's saying. When we live together, every once in a while I'll go to the bar.
A guy might ask, hey, you want to have sex with me and I'll give you money for it? And I might say,
yeah, because that's how guys act. Walk up to the bar. Hey, you want to have sex? Sure. Spot me at 20 and we're good to go.
Sure, yeah. And go with him and then maybe drug him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet. But we have to play it smart. We have to be very careful what we do as a team and what I do. Because it does take skill to not get caught. And so it's very important. We have to keep remembering that. As for your rules, I'll obey the rules that you have. I don't have the list in front of me. I have it saved on my computer, but
What if Nicholas made a rule that was like, stop licking your lips? Rule number 1, stop licking your lips. Sorry.
I remember some of it. One was to the last one was to get you money by any means. Then I think it was something like oh crap, I can't remember them offhand, but it was something like I have to give you deep throat for back talk, which I won't back talk. I'll listen to you and obey you as good as I can. And I know I'm bouncing from subject to subject, but I'm trying to do this. But as far as my turn on spots, okay, I'm gonna try and get these topics aligned here. My turn on spots, which would be my ass, my boobs, my neck, and my lips, obviously. And more we'll learn as we get more experience with each other. So that's that.
Can I just say that wig actually looks decent? Like, it really doesn't look like a super fake wig, right? That wig is actually pretty decent. The prosecutor did watch these, and actually there is an interview that the prosecutor did, and he talks about, he literally says that one of the videos he watched was that Gypsy sent to Nicholas was her walking through the house. She went to her mom's room, was like, pointed to the bed, like where mom will be sleeping, and did this, like with a knife. Like, here's where mom will be. Like, she literally recorded herself walking through the house, giving him a video layout of the house. So he knew where to go. Walks to the room, like, this is mom's room, our room, whatever. There's the bed. Mom will be right there. Ha, ha, ha. Gypsy's attorney said when he watched that video, that's when he knew they had to take a plea deal, that it could not go to trial. I'm sure when he watched these two, he was like, yep, definitely not taking this one to trial, where she's like, I can unalive people.
As far as raping Nick, there are lots of ways I can do that. I can tie him to a chair. I could tie him to a bed. I can tie him to anything and have my way with him that way. But I promise, if you tell me to do it a certain way, I will do it the way that you want me to. And no questions asked. So, yeah, we could do that. And I think it might be fun for both of us. So maybe you can come out and watch. It's an idea. What else? I think that we would just make a really good bad couple. You know, we could be partners in crime. I know that your soulmate, not me, unfortunately. It's your sister, your older sister. But even though I might not be your soulmate, I just want you to know that I really want you to love me because I've fallen in love with you. I kind of have an attraction to bad boys, which I'm pretty sure you already knew that. I can't help it. I don't know. Bad boys just attract me. Gotta think for 'em. You were just downright bad, evil. So that's really hot.
Bad and evil is really hot.
What else? I think that you and I could be great partners, be great lovers in evil. And I think that while we have this opportunity, take it. You know, life's far too short not to have fun. So I would love to have somebody to be bad with, and someone to let me be free, let me come out. I want to go to a bar. So please take me to a bar. I want to do Jello shots. I want to drink. I want to just have fun. I want to have sex, lots and lots of sex, like wherever, whenever. That would be fun. And I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's in private. I don't care who's watching, as long as we do it. And kissing, the wetter the better. Kissing definitely sounds good to me. I can't wait to meet you in person. Though I might be a little afraid, maybe not afraid, just maybe intimidated, of you. But I think I'm gonna calm down as we get to know each other more. But know that I'll always respect you. And now that I love you, I won't betray you. I don't betray people that I love. I form an alliance sort of with them and a loyalty to them. And that's something that I don't break. So as bad as I am, I still have a sense of loyalty, a sense of love, and I know that you've sensed that I have a heart. I do have a heart, and I was a really, really bad girl at one time, and Master Victor tamed me down a bit, and he showed me how to be respectful and how to control myself and how to have self-control over my urges and stuff. So I'm probably not as bad as I used to be, but I'd like to be let off the leash a little bit and kind of run free with someone like you or you. I want to run free with you. And I don't want to hold back my feelings. I don't want to hold back who I am. I'm a slut, and I want to be bad with you. And we got to a topic of
She said, I'm a slut. I want to kill people. God, I can't be saying that kind of stuff. I'm a slut. She's talking about deep when she's misbehaving. This is the image they're putting out to the public. This right here. That's the image they're putting out to the public. I went to Disney and I ate their sweet potatoes or their mashed potatoes, their magical mashed potato, whatever. Meanwhile, she's talking about she's talking about some really horrible stuff on this one.
You making me sleep with other guys. I'll do it, but know that your body is the only body that I love and adore. Because I do love and adore Nick, as I love and adore Master, and I love you. And
the royal mashed potatoes.
I think love is something very important in any partnership, whether it is crime or otherwise. So that's really important. So yeah, we'd be very, very good at being bad together. So now that I think that I covered all the topics, I'm not sure. If not, whatever topic I didn't cover, I'll cover online talking to you. So I guess I'll say goodnight now. Good night, my handsome Sir Black One. I love you.
Also, keep in mind, on the video, on the live, the interview that she did with Kalari, she said she said she was still on a baby bottle. Her and they actually talk about, Kale actually says like, oh, that must have been wild, that was your normalcy was like you're addicted to pain pills, you're on a baby bottle, and like, did you take that with you? Did you take your baby bottle? She's like, no, I didn't. I did take pain pills, but I didn't take my baby bottle. She's like, that must have been hard, like, to be used to taking a baby bottle, drinking from a baby bottle. I was gonna go try to find it really quickly. I was like, oh, let me go to Kale's podcast and find that clip really quickly when she's like, when I left, I was on a baby bottle still. Like, and you talking about R people and torturing people and stealing baby clothes, but you're on a baby bottle. This chick is twisted to the fifth degree. You know what I'm saying? Like to the 10th degree. I don't even know. Like something she should be somewhere that doesn't have windows in a jacket that you can't find the end, if you know what I'm saying. This is insanity. I know defense attorneys like have a job to do. Like I get it. They have a job to do. I've always wondered like how does somebody get in to becoming a defense attorney? Because I mean your job is you are defending people that are potentially guilty of really serious crimes. I feel like they get into it not to defend guilty people, but more to defend innocent people. I feel like that's why, like any defense attorney, like going into it, he's like, I want to be a defense attorney because people that are innocent, I want to defend them. But you end up defending people that are guilty, that are deranged, that are psychotic, that are truly dangerous. I don't know how her attorney, who watched all of this, the attorney watched all of this and said, I need to try to get her a deal. 10 years, we'll take it. She'll be out in 7.5 or 8. She goes on. Like, I don't know, but if I was her defense attorney, the judge, whatever, the state that agreed to the 10 years, if something never happened to her daughter, I would feel as if I had blood on my hands. All we can do is pray that that doesn't happen, that maybe she's changed and maybe she's this, I don't know. Yeah, defense attorney turned manager, by the way. So true. So true. Okay, Into the Weeds, if you click on the like below my video, the description, it's the first link. It'll say like to continue or to watch the full video, and there's a link. There's a link right there too. If you go to the search tab of YouTube and you put in Into the Weeds podcast, it should pop up. Well, you know what's interesting is Dee Dee was never diagnosed with Munchausen until she was dead. And people cannot really be diagnosed when they're dead. So, was this something her attorney came up with to help her case? There are some people that believe that Dee Dee did not even have Munchausen at all. I don't know. We're going to watch Rod now. Him speaking with investigators. There's something else I was going to show you guys really quickly. Oh, I got one more. You guys are going to love me for this one. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Whatever that beat is.
That part.
I'm not being mean. Again, I think she's fucking eating it. Okay. Anything anybody else says. Someone says so, she's not. I'm not saying
she's on a baby bottle.
Complimenting her.
Oh,
I'm not saying.
And she still believed in Santa Claus. She literally said, Gypsy said her first Christmas in prison, she realized, the fact that Santa doesn't go to prisons to deliver gifts, just in case what I'm saying. She MVP was a defense. Even Mike said he didn't know initially how he'd be able to save Gypsy's life because the evidence was so damning. All she needs is the knives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually going to check to see if she still has her social media pages. Where was Dee Dee during this? Where was Dee Dee? You guys, there were hundreds of videos. There were over the 2.5, 3 years that her and Nicholas had a relationship. There were hundreds of videos. Hundreds. Where was Dee Dee?
In the background.
Yeah.
Audrey? It's not me.
It was Ashley.
That's me. That's me. Yeah, anyway, this is her dancing. The taste of your lips, I'm on the rise. You're toxic. I'm so toxic. Does anyone else want to sing so it's not just me?
I only know rap songs. Sorry.
In paradise.
Did you say rat songs?
I'm addicted.
He's going for so long, too.
Toxic.
Exactly. That is not a malnourished body. She's got a nice little figure. She is still on social media as of right now. She's still got an Instagram. Let me hit follow.
Said what I said, okay. Twist it however you like. Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah,
She's
someone in
fine.
the comments. Yes, she's
Low
using
muscle
the
tone wear,
corset,
honey.
to cover her feeding tube scar.
Yeah.
You know,
Cord, actually.
now you know Gypsy is going to love the fact that this is out here.
No, she's gonna love it. And that's the whole point of us saying certain things. Like, she's gonna love that this is out here, okay? So just like let her have it. Okay. It's fine.
I'm sure Gypsy thinks
So
she
real
looks
fast, how come this little cheap, oh, she almost broke that.
Ooh.
This little cheap ass wig
Going.
looks better than her $2,000 wig.
I mean, a little bit,
She-
yeah.
I mean, she's clothed more than in a bikini.
No, I get it. I get it. I have pictures of this on my Instagram that are more revealing. But again, I just want to make sure we're not violating anything too crazy.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so what do
Peace
you
and
guys think
love
about
and also
that?
hate.
Okay. I had to show you guys that one because it's kind of one of those things. If I had to watch it, you guys had to watch it too. You're welcome. Okay, so now we're gonna watch Rod speak with the investigator.
What's going on today?
Did we speak with you? I think you probably spoke with my sister.
You may have called a couple
I
times.
called you with
Sorry, Katie. Is the audio too loud on this one? I did increase it a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure you guys could hear it. If it's too loud, let me know. I'll bring it down a little bit.
Went to Wisconsin.
Yes, so you probably talked to one of our other
Judy.
detectives. Yeah.
Judy Walker.
Sergeant Walker,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So what we're bringing here today?
Well, we came for her court hearing this
Okay.
morning.
Yeah, I thought I might have seen you up there.
And wanted to visit with her, see if we could visit with her and
Sure,
see what else we can do to support her.
right,
You know.
sure.
We got a couple of issues with, we don't know what we're gonna do with her mother's body or ashes. I'd like to be able to talk to Gypsy and see how she wants to handle that.
Sure.
She has family back at home that they're wondering, if they can have her ashes sent back there or
Right,
Gypsy wants to wait and have a ceremony maybe years from now, but
sure.
so there's some things we kind of want to business wise taken care of.
Yeah, sure, I understand that.
And assist y'all in any kind of way,
Okay. As far as that part of it goes, you probably have to have her sign you up for the visitation, on the visitation list. And you might also talk with maybe some of the jail administration. I don't know if they'd make any arrangements for a special visit for you or
That
not.
would be these guys here. behind the
Yeah,
desk.
right next door over here, just tell me you need to talk to like a captain or a lieutenant or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking.
Sergeant Hunt that was in here just a minute ago.
He's
Yeah,
gonna pass it up. He said the
Okay.
captain's on
Yeah.
vacation right now. So-
yeah, and he will do that. He'll make sure he gets that up there. And he's got phone numbers and everything with him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll have to be the ones to arrange all that for you. Now, if she puts you down on the visitation list,
She
does
should.
she know, does she know
She
you're
knows
here?
we're here. Yeah.
Okay.
We was able to see her really briefly this
Okay,
morning after
gotcha.
court. The judge
Okay.
allowed us to
Good.
go to that little side room.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just say hi real quick.
Okay,
So,
good.
at least we could sit.
Did she have quite a bit of family members that were there in the courtroom today, or
There was three of us.
three of you guys?
Yeah. My sister we just went to pick her up at the airport. She wasn't able
Oh,
to
didn't
leave
make
with
it.
us yesterday morning early.
Okay,
She's here now.
okay. Well, I mean, I don't know Gypsy and I didn't know Dee Dee. I mean, obviously you knew him. I mean, is there anything maybe that I don't know that I need to be aware of or anything that
Did you get notes from Judy Walker?
I have not yet because I've been
Yeah.
doing some own leads on
We
stuff.
spoke to her pretty extensively on the phone.
Okay.
She spoke with my wife.
And gave her most of that information.
Yeah, I gave her from what I could remember, our dealings with Dee Dee, our
Sure.
relationship, and I sent her the checking account that I was making the child support payments to.
Okay. All right.
Well, I gave her the bank number. I don't know if I had the specific account number.
Right.
So she does have a lot of that information.
Okay. All right.
And if you look over her notes or whatever, and you have any questions, you can call me and ask.
Okay. Yeah, I think Judy's got your number.
But we went over some things, a lot of things.
Okay. All right. Well, so you know, I'm the lead investigator on this. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. So
Yeah, she told me that.
Okay. All right.
And I know I'm sure you got a lot of stuff on your plate.
Yeah,
To look through and everything.
I do. It's kind of a bad deal all the way around.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It's like I told Judy, if I'd have had any one inkling that it was all a scam, or if Gypsy would have ever once made that insinuation, but every time I spoke to Gypsy, Dee Dee was always had her prepped. Like I'd call her and she'd be like, well, she's not feeling good right now. She's taking a nap. Call back tomorrow at like 2:00.
Right.
I'll have her ready for you. I call back the next day and I talked to Dee Dee for a little while. And she said, okay, I got her right here. And she gave her the phone. So it's like I told Judy. I said, man, I'm coming up there, but I really don't know what kind of a relationship I have with my daughter.
Right.
I don't know. She's never called me like on my cell phone.
You've always been the one initiating most of the conversations and stuff with your daughter.
It was back and forth. Sometimes
Sure.
Dee Dee would call me to kind of check in, fill me in on her supposedly conditions and everything. Or I'd contact them and then we'd speak,
Right. Now you say supposed condition. What makes you say that?
Well, the fact that she's walking now.
Okay. Did you have any inclination that she could walk?
Like I told you, years ago, her sister or somebody had called me. And this was when we first was finding out that she couldn't walk.
Sure.
That it was a condition. And she said, Rod, Gypsy's walking. I've seen her running around the yard and everything the other day. I'm like, oh, really? I said, okay, well, so I talked to Dee Dee about it. And she's like, yeah, her condition is not like a critical condition right now.
Sure.
Sometimes her legs hurt her and she's got to use the wheelchair.
Right.
And I assumed over the years after they moved away that the condition got extensively worse.
Sure.
And that was just it. She couldn't walk anymore at all.
Right.
I was never
Right, Amanda. And we're glad that you did.
in the inclination that
She was actually.
she was actually making her stay in a wheelchair
Okay.
for whatever reasons.
Sure.
And like I told Judy, I've never been to the doctor with her.
Okay.
I can't say for sure on any of those. The only thing I could say that I'm pretty sure she had was epilepsy, because I remember visiting her one time. She might have been 8 or 9. And one of her eyes was like off to the side, from the epileptic fits.
Okay.
And Dee Dee told me they had surgery to kind of help fix the muscle a little bit in her eyes, or a little straighter now.
That's not epilepsy. Okay, I actually just called that. That is not epilepsy. He is literally saying epilepsy is far more serious than strabismus. He's saying when you have alasia, he is describing alasia. She had a surgery in her eye for the muscle. My son had it. I think it's called strabismus, right? It's been years since he had the surgery. He was like 2. Epilepsy is different. That's not what he's explaining right now.
But as far as physically seeing her throwing up or
Sure.
any symptoms
Right.
wise, I've never.
Her hair is really short. Is that how she normally keeps her hair? Or?
Strabismus is what it's called.
Dee Dee told me her hair would fall out from chemo treatments,
Okay.
and that she had wigs. But it doesn't look like her hair is thin at all
No,
to me.
it hasn't to me either. But
So
you probably know her a little bit better than I do. But
yeah, I mean that's the impression I have, that why her hair is so short.
sure. Okay.
That it was some kind of guys that her mother put her under to whatever, you know. Good old she's a deceiving woman, man. She fooled me all them years.
Yeah.
Her neighbors. I think it's a tragedy that
I know, right? Just Jay.
somebody can do that to their own mother. You got to be pushed to a limit. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I got mad at my mama a bunch of times
Sure.
over girls or whatever.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
never once would I've ever thought of being in any part or knowing about. I mean, I'm not saying she did it or whatever, but
Sure.
You know, I think it's obvious she had something to do with it for sure. You know, from what I've heard.
Sure.
You know, I just think she kind of controlled her. Understood she tried to run away a few times. I wish to God she would have, you know, contacted me back then.
Right.
Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I really hadn't talked to her. You
Yeah.
know. Mr. Hancock, I don't know.
Sure.
I have a lot of I don't knows and I'm confused, and that's why I want to see her.
Absolutely.
And I asked her, you know, why you never called that?
Sure.
You know,
Right.
I was always there for you. I was still sending her $1,200 a month.
Is that what you were
Up
ordered to
till-
pay in child support?
No, I was ordered to pay the last court order I had. I think it might have been $350 a month.
But you were sending her more?
Yeah, as you know, as you get older, you make
Sure.
more money. I moved up in my career.
Right.
I'm board captain now.
Okay.
So it's gotten up to $1,200 a month that
Sure.
I was sending her.
Was that on your own? Did you just kind of start giving her more on your own? You didn't never work
On my
for
own,
her?
no, I never had the last court order I had for child support was $350.
Okay. Well, that was
Yeah,
coming.
I have those papers.
Sure.
Probably, I don't know, 2006 maybe.
Okay.
So as I made more money, I felt like,
I'll
you know, the court's gonna bring you anyway eventually or
Right.
something. So
Sure.
I bumped it up. And after she turned 18, I kept sending it.
Right.
I was under the assumption that Dee Dee would never work. It was a full-time job.
Yeah.
According to her, that she
Sure.
would take care of
Right.
Gypsy. So I just kept sending it, you know.
How old is Gypsy?
23.
Okay. And we've had some different dates of birth. I think we
July
got that all-
27th,
Yeah.
1991.
July 27th. Okay. I think we finally got all that straightened out. But I figured since you're
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get
asking-
her birth certificate when we get back home.
Okay. I think we have a copy of it, but if you get one and want to send me a copy, fax it to me or whatever, that'd be fine too.
Okay.
Original would be awesome, but
Yeah.
I'll leave that kind of up to you on that.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Have you talked to her attorney about trying to get a private visit with her, like a off-schedule visit? And when I say off-schedule, what I mean by that is, basically her days that she has visitations, there's certain days that she has visitations on. And I don't know, you may have to go, talk with them or even talk to her attorney or
We're
whatever.
gonna meet with her attorney tomorrow.
Okay,
That
it's something you
one.
might ask him about,
Yeah.
see if he can't set something up if you don't get anything from next year there, so. Well, you know, I mean, I'm sorry to meet you on these circumstances and, you know, it's your daughter and I understand kind of where you're coming from. I'm not in your shoes and can't fully understand, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah.
I've raised kids myself and know it's, you know, you love them no matter what.
I met Dee Dee at I was 17. I didn't know her true age. I thought she was 22. She was 24 that I just found out.
Kidding?
Yeah. And we dated a couple of months and she got pregnant. And I was never in love with her,
Sure,
between you and I or whatever.
sure.
And you know, I'm from the South where Christians
Yeah.
do the right thing, you know.
Sure.
And that's why I was raised. And I said,
Right.
well,
Mr. He cheated on Christy. We do the right thing. He had 2 kids. Literally, Gypsy has a sister that is close to the same age because right after he got Dee Dee pregnant, he got somebody else pregnant. He cheated on Dee Dee the night that they got married he kissed Christy the night he married Dee Dee and told Christy, you know, I really love you.
need to get married. And
Sure.
I gave it a good effort. When I turned 18, my 18th
With the
birthday, I
cookie
said,
lady.
"Man, this ain't right.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never make them happy. I'll never be happy."
Right.
So I left, and first 4, 5, 6, 7 years, Dee Dee kept it from me, like made her scared of me.
Hmm.
I visited her at like 2 years old, and when we got there, Gypsy was shaking. I'm like, "Man, what are you doing there?" And they moved with her father. That didn't go good. After her mom died, I'm not sure.
After Dee Dee's mom died.
After Dee Dee's mom died, they moved with Gypsy, Dee Dee's father and his wife, and that relationship, I don't know. My wife says that she tried poisoning the mother-in-law, and because she was sick, while she was there, and Dee Dee left, and she got
Yeah, I
better.
heard something about
But
it.
they ended up like moving away and disowning her own family, much less getting away from me.
Sure.
You know, like I was a big threat.
Can I ask you something based on that? Be honest with me. If you don't have to tell me, but I appreciate some honesty here. There was rumor that apparently you were abusive to them. I mean, did you and Dee Dee ever fight and get into a physical of any kind? Have any police records or anything of that
Absolutely
nature?
not.
Okay.
Never, ever.
All right.
We never like physically got in each other's face and argued.
Sure. Just regular
After, I
arguments.
mean, how many fights can you have when you're just dating somebody in 3
Right.
months?
Sure.
It was together 3, maybe 6 months that we were together.
Okay.
You know, after I left, we never got back together.
Sure.
She did come stay with me and my mom for a few days because she didn't have any other place to go.
Right.
We took her in until she found something.
Okay.
And then she moved away. You know, she moved away and kept her away. We had made a couple of trips that we had planned to go to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Right before the trip, nothing. 2 years ago, we went to Tennessee. My wife and my other daughter was going to make a triangle. Tennessee, come see Dee Dee and Gypsy, and we go home. The whole week before, the whole time we was on vacation, called. Never answered. You know, talked to her a week later or something, and you know what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, Gypsy got sick. We had to go stay at the hospital for a week or something.
Yeah, they used to live in Louisiana, obviously, right? So how did they get to Missouri?
It was after Katrina. They got relocated.
Okay.
We didn't hear that from them probably 3 or 4 months after Katrina.
Wow.
We were worried.
Sure.
You know,
Well, yeah.
I believe they was living in somewhere around Mandeville, maybe,
Okay.
which is close to where Katrina, the eye pass and everything.
Right.
I imagine they evacuated before the storm,
Sure.
but that's what happened. Some kind of way, maybe Blue Cross brought her or something.
Sure.
You know?
Okay. We were wondering about if that was actually true or not.
Yeah, it was true. That was the
Okay.
time frame, and that's
And that was back in when, do you know? Remember?
no,
It's been so long ago. I don't know when Katrina actually hit down there.
yeah. I'd have to look it up.
That's fine. Well, obviously you were in court this morning and
Mhm.
kind of heard, so, come July, there's going to be a preliminary hearing, so
Yeah, I'll go.
you
I'll be
gonna be
back
here
for
for
that.
that? Okay, all right.
And the trial, I imagine the trial, it's not going to be 2 weeks after that.
No, I wouldn't think so, but you never know, and then, this stuff can extend for a long time too, so. Well, anything else that you think would be important, or,
I don't know, it's just so much crap right now.
it's hard to take a lot in.
It's hard to pinpoint any particular
Sure,
point that would make a difference in any way. I mean,
right,
there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet that some of it's true, I guess. A lot of stuff about myself that, like I told my wife, I said, don't even try to respond
Yeah.
to any that I haven't,
Yeah.
or even nothing. Not even please pray for my family or nothing. I mean, don't even,
Right,
people's gonna judge you.
yeah,
I mean, I could have. They just don't know. That's what they like to do. They like to get nosy and judge. And everything.
speculate
So
and do all
it is
that
what it is.
stuff.
I have a
Yeah.
good handful of friends back home that
Good.
know I'm a good father and friend. And
That
they
you
would
can
be
lean
right
in
here
on them if
tomorrow.
you need them.
Yeah, they'd be here right now if I needed.
Okay, good,
I don't feel like I have to explain myself to anybody.
right, absolutely,
It's a tragedy it's just a tragedy.
yeah. It
That
is,
something could lead to that.
yeah, it is. There's a lot of stuff out there, so. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I don't know if anything else I can think of that. Let me talk to Sergeant Hunt real quick and make sure he hasn't gotten anything else from you or anything like that. So I'll be right back with you.
Appreciate your time and everything.
I cut it off here because he just is there for another few minutes and then he leaves. Now, there was an interview with Christy Blanchard as well, and it is up on Into the Weeds channel. However, you can only hear Judy, the interviewer, the investigator. You can only hear her side. You can't hear Christy. I guess it was a phone interview, and they didn't have Christy's side, but you can hear the questions that Judy's asking her. Love the Gypsy conversation. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I just went to Gypsy's page. Her Instagram is still up and active. She hasn't posted anything on it today, but it is still there. I just can't see how I don't know. I would have to imagine they're going to go into hiding for a bit. Like they're going to, and yes, her friend Bree, I'm curious how her friend Bree's going to defend this. I'm curious how anybody could defend it, but you guys, people are. There's already, I actually was going to do this. You guys know how in the first video, I played the clip of Gypsy saying, when we have a daughter, you'll have to take her virginity. I played that. And then I went to Kel Laurie's podcast and I played what she said on Kel's podcast. So I had an idea to make that into a TikTok, to both things side by side. I hadn't had a chance to do it yet, but somebody did do it. And when did they do it? They did it and they got 1.6 million views. How long has it been up? It's been up since yesterday. So I did not know that I was like, oh, I got to make that into a TikTok. But somebody did it. Good job for them. But there are people defending this. Somebody said she said it. She said when she turns 13, she'd explain to her that he's the master and he gets to do it. And somebody says, where do you think she learned that from? She was tortured and abused, bro. I don't care. I'm not going to judge her from trying to get the F out of this disgusting situation and survive it all. She denounces it now. I hope she does keep her child safe. She was abused mentally and physically her whole life. And y'all expect her to not have mental health issues to work through? I don't like what y'all are trying to do to Gypsy. She's definitely a victim. She was obviously a child, teen in this video. She was 22 and still abused and brainwashed. I don't think she would do that or ever say that again. Are y'all forgetting she was seriously abused? This is not something to laugh about. She was fresh out of that household. Nick took advantage of her. This is obviously not what she believes in. And it's sad to see people laughing in the comments that obviously doesn't know her story. She's obviously uncomfortable. Which she recorded that from her living room. She's not fresh out of the house. That was in her living room. Do you know how many people are abused, brainwashed, and they don't record videos of themselves telling their boyfriend, I can't wait for us to have kids so you can take her virginity? Everybody in my chat probably has trauma. I know I do, but I don't use it to excuse bad behavior. I'm mind blown that people are still taking up for Gypsy. It's those type of people that's like, well, you know what? They had a hard life, so yeah, they unalived our president. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will make excuses for anybody. It doesn't matter if you have a hard life. It doesn't give you the right to make comments like that about an innocent future child, and it doesn't give you the right to take a life. She had access to record hundreds of videos of her with wigs, sexy outfits, full makeup, but she was too scared to pick the phone up and call 911. She was ballsy enough to steal stuff at Walmart, but she wasn't ballsy enough to get up and walk. Come on, people. This is insanity. She is dangerous. She was dangerous. Is she still dangerous? I believe she could be. I don't know. I hope not. because she has an innocent child that she takes care of. And I hope, and I know a lot of people don't like him. I don't care for him. I think he I think he ruined a marriage to ride Gypsy's coattails. I think he ruined a marriage to be with someone that was famous. I think he ruined a marriage to profit. I think he ruined a marriage to get with someone that was blowing up. So I'm not the biggest fan of him. But I feel like if he ever felt like Gypsy could potentially harm Aurora, I feel like he might would take her. Hopefully I'm right in that, but who knows? She didn't know how to steal without her wheelchair. True story. I wonder if he even knew about it, because she was probably like, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's not true. That didn't really happen. I was under the impression she was forced to be handicapped and she had a lot of free time. Exactly. She did. 100%. It is literally, I can't even, it's mind blowing. Into the Weeds, they have a live schedule for tomorrow. So you guys go check out their page. Let me pull them up. They have a live schedule for tomorrow. I'm going to be with the kids, so I probably won't be able to watch the live. I probably won't be able to join. It's tomorrow at 5 p.m. Yeah, I'm going to be in the city with the kids. We're taking them to see Santa Claus and everything. Okay. Lady says, I was abused in every way possible growing up. My therapist has told me that I have more trauma than the prisoners she used to work with. I told her the light stuff is not an excuse to be horrible. Exactly. And people that make an excuse to be horrible, people that say, you guys are forgetting she was brainwashed. Like, they're making excuses for deaths, for people to be killed. Okay. The question that I would ask anybody that said, you guys are forgetting she was brainwashed. What if you feel that way, which I don't know if anybody in my audience does in my chat, but anybody that feels like, well, she was traumatized. She was the victim. She was held captive. She was a prisoner in her own home. Oh, speaking of, you guys remember when she said she was actually okay with going to prison because it was the most freedom that she had ever had? Going to prison was the most freedom she had ever had. Not the hours upon hours of dressing up, putting on makeup, and talking about raping her boyfriend. Yeah, that was not freedom. What was I saying? I got sidetracked with that. Give me a second. Oh, I forgot. Oh, okay. Anybody that feels that way, that feels like she was traumatized, she was a prisoner in her own home, she had hundreds of surgeries, put under anesthesia hundreds of times. Her mom chained her to a bed. Anybody that feels that way, that says, okay, so it excuses her behavior of unaliving her mom, or participating in it, or helping plan it. Anybody that feels that way because the trauma that she went through. Think of it like this. Say you had a child that went off to college. Your child is brutally murdered, almost decapitated in her dorm room. She goes to class to Friday. She comes home. She's not feeling well. She goes to bed. A deranged psycho that went through years of trauma, growing up, being sexually abused by their parent, step parent, whatever, beat by their dad, gets out of the house, and all that trauma led them to take a life. What if it was your loved one that they took because of the trauma? Then would you say, you guys remember the trauma that they've been through? You wouldn't excuse it if somebody killed one of your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Then it would be like, oh, hell no, we're not doing that. I was bullied relentlessly until high school, and then I had to go home and be abused by my grandparents. I never once thought about hurting anyone. Except myself. I'm so sorry. So sorry. The prison she went to sounded like girls' camp from how it was described. Girl, get up and walk out the door like the rest of us did at 18. Don't look back. 100%. Naming your kid after the town your mom was unalive and is too much of a coincidence for me. Not only that, but she was going to name her and Nicholas's daughter Aurora, the one that she planned on offering up to Nicholas on a silver platter. That baby was going to be named Aurora too. Insanity. 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 Okay, you guys. So here it is. It's scheduled 12/13. That is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. It might be Central Time. I'm actually not sure. Before I get off this live, I have to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of all of today's videos is Rose Forever. You guys, oh my goodness. Look at these. These are real roses. They are coated in an oil that keeps them fresh I have one arrangement for like 2 years, another one for like a year and a half. Okay. Check these out. You guys, I saw these years ago on like the Kardashians. They had the white ones with like white roses. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love those. I hope one day I can like get those. The company reached out to me and I was like, oh my goodness, yes, I would love to get one of your arrangements. I've gotten like 6 of them at this point, and I love every single arrangement I've ever gotten from the company. They are such good quality. Like I said, I don't have one yet that I've had to get rid of or that I've had to throw away, because all you do is you just put them where you just put them where you want to put them and leave them there. You do not have to dust them. You don't have to water them. They are they just sit there and look beautiful. And I'll show you guys the site really quickly. You can change these to like a black vase, black roses, blue roses, white roses, gray roses, orange roses. Literally, you can change them to any color that you want. You can change it from this type of box to a pink suede box. So you can literally design this to go with your home. Also, they have candles. Look at this candle. It is the size of my head. It's 4 wicks. I need a new one. Oh my goodness, I love the smell. They also offer candles if you love candles. Really quickly, let me show you guys the site. And this is a small company that started back in 2019, a little company out of New York. It's not the big company that the Kardashians use. It is a different company, but it is so beautiful. So you can get like the black suede box. You can change how many you want in the box. You can get, this is the 9 count. They also have, look, here's the black cardboard with the pink roses. You can change the colors. You can square, pink suede, and you can literally change the colors. Like this one, I don't know why it's only showing red, but you can change pink, white. Oh, they have a bridal bouquet. You can do blue. I'm actually going to try to get this one next. These are also like jewelry boxes. So as you guys can see, the roses are on the top. The bottom actually pulls out to be a jewelry box. So I'm actually going to try to get that one next. They have little minis, which I don't see them up on the site right now. Actually, a lot of their stuff is not here. I don't know why. Maybe they're just sold out right now. But check them out. The link to the site is in my description box. Use that link, because if you go to the site, just type it in, it's not going to know that you found them from me. If you click on the link in my description box, that is a link specifically for me to let them know that you guys found the site through me. When you go to the site, it will pop up, like put in your email, we'll give you a discount. You can do that. Then when you check out, you can use code LB, ELLEB 20 for an additional $20 off your purchase. And you guys, the Black Friday sale just ended. It was literally like 45 to 65% off. So I hate that the sale has ended, because literally they are kind of expensive. Like, I know it looked like, oh, you're like, oh my goodness, that's expensive. But every one that I have like 6 of these. They all still look beautiful. They all, like every room that I have one in, it just lights up the room. It just makes the room look so much more homey, like it's beautiful. So you can spend $80 on a nice bouquet to sit, a nice arrangement to sit on your kitchen counter. In 2 weeks, it'll be dead. Throw it away. $80 wasted. You spend $100, maybe a little bit more on these. They're good for over a year. I've had some of them for like close to 2 years, probably. I have people in my chat that they have them, and they're always talking about how much they love them. Look how pretty. I swear the camera like doesn't do it justice. It looks kind of orange in the camera. It is a bright red. It is a beautiful bright red. And then if you are not, much of a flower person, get you a candle. Or if you know somebody that's a candle person, I've never seen a candle so big until these. Love this candle. So next I'm going to do the blue crystal box with the jewelry box. And then after that, I'm going to go for a candle. So you guys check them out. Use the link. Just Jay says, I've seen that they've lasted you so long. Can vouch for Elle. Yes. I used to have these in rainbow. I've never done rainbow before. I actually did have one that was black with orange. I got it right before Halloween. It was a black velvet box with black roses that had like a few orange in it. I'd have to put it. I would, but I completely understand. I understand. If you have somebody you want to get a Christmas gift for and they love candles, maybe check it out. But yeah, you guys, and thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and turn in. I actually do have to work on some TikTok videos, but everybody, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And as more comes out, listen, they're going to be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. You guys go check them out. Whatever they release tomorrow, Sunday after church, I'll be looking, and we will probably go live Monday with what else they show tomorrow. Okay. So I can't be there tomorrow when they're live, but Monday, new videos, if they release anything new, we'll be talking about it Monday. So you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also follow me over on X, on Facebook. Also, we are starting a TikTok shop on TikTok. My husband has a 3D printing business that he just started. I should be promoting for myself. You know what I'm saying? These are little footballs with our son's football number. Our son signed it. It has his name on it too. And this is our logo. And it has a little stand, which we've redone these to where the stand, they actually spin on it. We are making crock charms, little footballs. My husband's working on a baseball now too. But we just started our TikTok shop. I'm going to have to start linking it where you guys can check it out. Right now, we don't have very much, but we are going to start making a lot more to put in our TikTok shop. Anyways, you guys, I will have that link in my videos moving forward. So if you guys do want to come back and check it out to find the link, I think it's like Bass & Co. 3D Printing Company. Bass & Co. 3D Printing Company is what I think it's called. It's my husband's picture, or me and my husband maybe. You guys can go follow that page as well. That's going to be my husband's baby. But anyways, you guys, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Also, come back and hype your girl up if you do think about it. And I will see you guys probably Monday. Bye, everyone.